Good morning from wherever you're getting us from, and welcome to Impact Dialogue Social Fridays. Now, I am so happy to be on your screen this morning. I'm so happy to share your morning with me, or rather to share my morning with you. We say that this is a partnership, so it's like 100%. But I'm also so happy because today something special is happening, something we don't get to talk about a lot of times. Today is Men's Mental Health Day, and I know this is a conversation that we don't speak about a lot. May was the mental health awareness month. Now June is the Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, but today specifically 13th of June is when we get to celebrate men out there. And I actually want to take this chance to appreciate each and every man who watches Impact Dialogues. You are important, and I want you to know that it is okay not to be okay. And as we are celebrating this Men's Mental Health Day, we have you in mind, because this is a conversation that we don't get to have a lot. And because this is going to be so special, we are dedicating our Social Friday today to every man out there who's watching us on Facebook, YouTube, and also on Oracle TV. This show is specifically for you. This show today is just to celebrate you and to tell you that you are heard. Now, this is Impact Dialogues with me, Ruth Wanjiru. I am going to be with you for the next, let's say, 1 hour and a few minutes, and we are going to be discussing some of these important conversations, because men's mental health is quite important. It is a dialogue that should be spoken about. It is a dialogue that brings a long impact. Now you can find us on Facebook. We are very live on our Facebook, the Oracle Television Network. Make sure that you follow that page, by the way. Wale ambao hawaja follow and you are die-hard fans of Oracle TV, please kindly like this page, follow this page, the one that you're watching me on. Like it and follow it, and also share this particular live. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube as well, like the page, share the page, and also share this live as well. You can find me across all socials, Ruth Wanjiru. That is on Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, and every other social out there, Ruth Wanjiru. And we are going to have such an amazing show together. Now, we do have a lot of things lined up for you today. As I've told you, that today is Men's Mental Health Day, and we are dedicating the show for men. So if you're out there, to our question of the day, I'm going to be giving you that in just a short while, but we are dedicating the show to learning more about Men's Mental Health Day, including in our term of the week word. We do have a word that cuts across that. Make sure that you stick around for that. Also, we do have statistics that show, what is the prevalence of men's mental health in Kenya and also across the world. And apart from that, we also have an amazing, sparkling conversation on Men's Mental Health Day. So this is what we have lined up for you, and I will be, interacting with you guys. I want you to make this as interactive as possible, especially if you're a man out there. My number is right there on your screen, 0711 176 006. Now, this is Impact Dialogues with me, Ruth Wanjiru. Let's get to it. All right, it is well. We go ahead to start our show. So as always, we always start with the update section, right? And I want us to start with the weather update section, and then we are going to go to traffic update, and then we are going to go ahead and talk to some of you, read some of your messages, because today I am asking, because it is Men's Mental Health Awareness, day. So which man do you celebrate, or who are you celebrating, and why are you celebrating him? And also, in the same course, it is also good to say hi to a man out there and tell them it is okay not to be okay. So today what we are doing, just share a simple message about mental health to every man who's watching us right now, or rather to every man who's watching Impact Dialogues this morning. So that is my question. Who are you celebrating today, and why are you celebrating them? And of course, leave a message right there, 0711 176 006. And also on Facebook, I'm also going to be reading comments right there on Facebook. Kuna mtu alicomplain akasema mimi sikumbukangi watu wa Facebook. Leo ni mimi na nyinyi. I cannot afford to do that. So leo ni mimi na nyinyi. We are going to also read a few comments of those who are going to be watching us on Facebook. But the question is, who are you celebrating today and why are you celebrating them? This is in regards of Men's Mental Awareness Month. And also do leave a comment right there, a sweet, simple message for every man out there watching us this morning. And we are going to go well together. So let's kick it off. Let's start with our weather forecast. Let's see how our weather looks like. Yeah, we are back, and I want us to look at how our weather update looks like. And by the way, you know, while I'm looking at the weather updates each and every day, there's this one county that always surprises me, and that is Garissa. But anyway, enough about Garissa. Let's look at how the weather looks like this morning. And I'm gonna start with coastal region. Yeah, I know I always start with Nairobi. Leo acha nianze na watu wa Mombasani, because last time they complained that I did not read their forecast. Mtu aliniambia nataka anyeshewe bure kwa sababu sijampatia forecast. So let's look at our coastal region. So the coastal region, I'm going to look at Mombasa, Kwale, Kilifi, Lamu, Tana River, and Taita Taveta. So if you're in those counties, okay, conditions today are going to be partly sunny with occasional showers in the afternoon, and of course it's going to be breezy, and we are going to be having highs of 30 degrees Celsius and lows of 22 degrees Celsius. And of course expect humidity and scattered showers, especially in the evening today. That is in the coastal region. Your weather doesn't look that bad, okay? So next we have the central region. We have Nyeri, Murang'a, Kirinyaga, Kiambu, Nairobi is also included there. Today is going to be hazy, sunshine in the morning, as you've already seen. By the way, the sun today ni kama iko haiko. Unanene unasemanga nitapita katikati yao. That is how the sun is looking this morning. It is there, it is not there. It is there, it is not there. And of course, there's going to also be cloud cover that is going to increase later in the day. This is in the central region. And temperatures are going to be ranging between highs of 25 degrees Celsius and of course lows of 13 degrees Celsius. Now that is in the central region, and of course note that they are going to be cool, dry mornings, and of course carry a light jacket. Do not usibebe nini mzito. Leo sijaona mahali dalili za mvua. It's not the way Nairobi natufanyanga ile kitu. And of course something else, there's going to be possible evening drizzles in hilly areas. Hilly areas, watu wa Nyeri, watu wa Murang'a, yeah, they might be drizzling today in the evening, so do watch out for that. Then we go to the eastern region. Now the eastern region, we have Embu, we have Kitui, we have Machakos, Masako, then we have Meru, the Rakanithi, and Isiolo. So today is going to be mostly cloudy. Okay, mostly cloudy morning, and then the clouds are going to be clearing by noon, and of course it's going to be warmer later in the day. That is in my eastern region, and your temperatures are going to be ranging between highs of 26 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius, and then lows of 14 degrees Celsius to 16 degrees Celsius. Now that is in the eastern region, Embu, Kitui, Machakos, and Meru. And by the way, speaking about Meru, watu wa Meru, I am still waiting for your feedback right here to know if our signals are back. Kwanza watu wa Maua, Meru, Ngobo, I think we've got feedback from Ngobo, but we've not had feedback from what do we call this place, from Meru, Maua. watu wa Meru Maua, I would appreciate your feedback and tell us if our signals are back. But as of now, Machakos and Kitui may feel slightly hotter in the afternoon. Watu wa Masako kunaweza kuwa na joto more than usual, so also watch out for that. Then we look at the Rift Valley region. Now this region carries Nakuru, Baringo, Uasin Gishu, we have Kericho, Narok, Kajiado, Turkana, and whatnot. So it's going to be mild and partly sunny in the central areas. It's also going to be hot and drier in the northern areas like Turkana. Okay, and of course there are your temperatures. Highs let me look at Nakuru and Kericho first. So temperatures in Nakuru and Kericho are going to be ranging between highs of 25 degrees Celsius and lows of 23 degrees Celsius. Eldoret, your highs are 22 degrees Celsius. Turkana and Lodwar, 35 degrees Celsius. That's a very high temperature. But anyway, it is okay. Then we have lows of 13 degrees Celsius to 18 degrees Celsius. And also, there might be isolated thunderstorms. There might be isolated thunderstorms, late in the afternoon, especially in the highland zones, okay, of the Rift Valley region. Now we go ahead to look at the food basket, the western region. Now I don't know why they call it the food basket, maybe because chakula inakwanga imejaa hiyo side, but we are looking at Kakamega, we are looking at Bungoma, Vihiga, and also Busia. So what do your conditions look like today? It's going to be very warm, especially in the afternoon, okay? And of course, thunderstorms are very likely, and of course, there might be a hazy air quality. Your temperatures are going to be ranging between highs of 28 to 29 degrees Celsius and lows of 18 degrees Celsius. And of course, your day is going to be good, so stay hydrated and avoid peak sun hours. Ile wakati jua inakuanga imechoma kabisa, you're going to get sunburns. So stay hydrated, because whenever it's hot, it is always advised for you to stay hydrated. Kunywa maji kwa wingi. I know it's not Health Wednesday. Hiyo ndio inakuanga tip ya almost every fan of Impact Dialogues. Kunywa maji kwa wingi. So we are bringing that tip today. Kunywa maji kwa wingi. Now we look at the Nyanza region. This is Kisumu, Siaya, Homa Bay, Migori, Kisii, and Nyamira. So it's going to be hazy in the morning, hazy sun in the morning. I'm sure you've already experienced that. And then there's going to be increased clouds and of course scattered showers in the afternoon. That is in the Nyanza region. Of course, your temperatures are going to be ranging between highs of 28 degrees Celsius and lows of 18 degrees Celsius. And Kisii and Nyamira are going to get cooler in the morning. They might have experienced that. Sijui labda watu wa Kisii watuambie. And of course, lastly but not least, we look at the northern Kenya. That is Marsabit, Wajir, we have Mandera, we have Garissa, and of course we have Samburu. Now, you do know wakati unaona Wajir na Mandera mahali na Marsabit, it is going to be hot and dry today with high UV exposure, and it's going to be sunny all day. So sunny all day, and your temperatures are going to be ranging between highs of 34 degrees Celsius to 37 degrees Celsius, very high temperatures, and then lows of 21 degrees Celsius to 24 degrees Celsius. That is what is going to be happening in the northern Kenya. And of course, minimal cloud cover. And of course, there a tip: wear sun protection, do not stay in the sun too much, and of course, stay very hydrated. Hydration is very important. Stay very hydrated. And that is how our weather update looks like this morning. And we always say, no matter how the weather looks like, whether it's sunny, as hot as Garissa is, whether it's as cold as Nyandarua is always, or rather Limuru, I do not know where Limuru gets its cold, but whether it's as cold as Limuru, as hot as Garissa, the blessings of the Lord are always sufficient, and they do not look for any season. They just come at the right time. So that is how our weather update looks like. And of course, as always, I always tell you, kama sijataja kaunti yako, it is always good kuniambia, Ruth, umesahau kaunti yangu, niambie kutaenda aje, and I will always be very happy to reread that for you, okay? But that's how our weather look like, and I want us to go ahead and look at our traffic updates. Now that we've looked at our weather updates, we go ahead, right ahead, to look at our traffic. amazing. So what do our roads look like this morning? Let me start with Mombasa Road. And I always say, kama unakaa Mombasa Road, you know, from experience, you should know how Mombasa Road looks like. But this morning, traffic is flowing smoothly. There are no current incidents or accidents that have been reported today. We thank God for that. But also, there's going to be a little bit of delay on Mombasa Road, at 10 to 15 minutes of delay. And this is because it's a peak hour. You know, peak hours are always like that. So there's going to be 10 to 15 minutes of delay, but traffic is moving and it's flowing smoothly. Yes, there's a bit of traffic, but in a move pole pole. That is Mombasa Road. Thika Road. How does Thika Road look for us this morning? So Thika Road is looking good. There has not been any incidents or accidents reported this morning, so we are doing good. But there's a stalled trailer between Jomoko and Blue Post. Wale wanajua Jomoko na Blue Post, wale ambao wanajua hapo ni wapi. So this one is causing a heavy congestion, and there is a standstill traffic that is lasting about 20 to 30 minutes. That is if you're using Thika Road. Pale between Jomoko and Blue Post, there is that a little bit of congestion, but after after that spot, traffic is moving very smoothly. So that is a Thika Road. We look at Ngong Road. What to Ngong Road? So this morning, traffic is moving very slowly along Ngong Road, and these maybe cause this one may cause actually a delay of around 20 to 40 minutes. Yeah, 20 to 40 minutes delay, but there is police presence, and you know, there are traffic police that are helping solve that traffic situation, or rather that congestion situation. But 20 to 40 minutes delay if you're using Ngong Road. Jogoo Road. So Jogoo Road is looking very good. It's looking very good, not very good, but at least it's moving. And we always say that when you see traffic is moving, that is a good thing. That's a blessing. Have you ever stayed in traffic that is not moving for almost an hour, and you feel like you want to unafeel unataka tu kunini yo gari utoke hapa? Nunambiangwa ile verse inasemanga, we shall mount up with wings like wings. That is when you really want those wings so you can fly out of there. But Jogoo Road is looking good. There is a standstill traffic and delay that is going to go around 25 minutes. That's because Pale Makadara train station, there's a little bit of snarl up that stretches all the way to the city stadium, stretches all the way to Country Bus. Country Bus ni ile basi ya watu ambao wanaenda ushago. Wakati wanaenda ushago wanaenda Country Bus. I think no maana waliita Country Bus. But traffic is stretching all the way there, then towards the CBD. So if you're using Jogoo Road, prepare for a little bit of delay, around 25 minutes delay. That is if you're using Jogoo Road. Then we go to Kiambu Road. So Kiambu Road is a bit sluggish. So there has been a report incident, a matatu collision that is near the DCI headquarters, which is being managed by the police, and of course traffic is being controlled by the police officers, but it's a bit sluggish. Delay to 15 to 25 minutes is expected. So if you're using Kiambu Road, 15 minutes to 25 minutes delay is expected because of that matatu collision that has happened there hapo to DCI, and of course there is no lane closure or major blockages noted today. So it's going to be such an amazing trip to town kama unatumia Kiambu Road. Lakini sasa hapo ni pa 15 minutes delay, but do not worry, everything is good. I don't see report. Yes, there's a report of a collision, but I don't see anyone being reported injured, so we thank God for that as well. Then we go to Waiyaki Way. So Waiyaki Way, there is no major incidents on Waiyaki Way. We thank God for that. We always thank God when there is no accidents or incidents. However, there is a little bit of snarl up pale Brookside, but before Brookside, pale Kangemi interchange, I'm told there is a little bit of snarl up as well pale Kangemi interchange, and then when you go to Brookside kuna snarl up here, and that snarl up is stretching all the way to Westlands roundabout. I think inafungukia hapo Westlands roundabout. And yeah, traffic delay, that is around 15 to 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes delay, but that's it. That's how it looks like. So on Mombasa Road, we've said it's clear and normal flow. Apart from that, a little bit snarl up. Thika Road, there is heavy traffic. There is heavy traffic on Thika Road because of that stalled trailer. Ngong Road to Mesema, it is moving but slowly. Jogoo Road from Makadara, Kiambu Road, we have matatu accident, and then Waiyaki Way, smooth, very smooth, except for that a little delay over there. Okay, so if you're using Thika Road, if there is any way you can avoid Njomoko Blue Post, it is very well to avoid it this morning until the trailer is cleared right there. Okay, and if you have any other alternative route. But ladies and gentlemen, that is how our traffic update looks like this morning. Kama kuna barabara unatumianga unasikia sijaitaja, we niambie, I'm going to do justice for you. But that is how our traffic update looks like this morning. We move on swiftly, and I do love the messages that I'm seeing right here. So I told you that we are live on Facebook, and we are also live on YouTube, the Oracle Television Network, and I did tell you to follow. Kuna mwenye ameniambia mimi make sure nimefollow na kanitumia hadi screenshot. Now that's how you know someone is a good listener. Na kanitumia hadi screenshot ya kunionyesha ni ukweli kabisa amefollow na ka screenshot. Thank you so much, and thank you to everyone who is joining us for Impact Dialogues this morning. Now that we are done with the update, I want us to get into our today's conversation, which, by the way, we say that it is Men's Mental Health Month. Okay, it's actually Men's Mental Health Month, but today specifically we are celebrating every man out there because it is Men's Mental Health Day. So if you have any man in your life, whether it's your brother, whether it's your cousin, we are all cousins, whether it's a cousin, whether it's your husband, your boyfriend, it is good today to remember them, and also to wish them a happy Men's Mental Health Day, and to remind them that it is okay not to be okay, and that they can always talk to someone. They can always speak out. They can always find a safe space with you right there. So keep on commenting right there. If you're watching us on Facebook, keep on commenting right there, and keep on telling us what is your message for men today. What is your message for men today, being a Men's Mental Health Day? And also in regards to that, later in the show we are going to be having a guest with us. His name is Dr. Israel Lugadiru. He is one of Nairobi leaders. He has a forum that leads mental health webinars. He has been leading the webinars for quite a while, and because he is a man and he is leading a mental health a mental health group, I saw it fit for him to come and talk to us, especially being a Men's Mental Health Day. So do stick around for that impactful conversation later in the show. But before that, we always have our term of the week. So what is our term of the week today? And I really made sure that the term of the week today is going to be very similar to what we are speaking about this morning. So what is our term of the week today? So our term of the week today is something that you've heard people speak about a lot. Safe space. Umesikia watu wakisema hii ni safe space. Umesikia watu wakisema no, this is a safe space. You can get to talk and just open up, be vulnerable. But what really are these safe space? So a safe space is an environment where individuals feel free to express themselves without fear of judgment, shame, or ridicule. Okay, so why does this environment matter? Why does this safe space matter? So it matters because, number one, in regards to what we are speaking about, because I really want to relate this to Men's Mental Health Day. It is today, it is celebrated globally. You can go ahead and check that up. Okay, it is celebrated globally. So why are these safe space important? And allow me to look at men alone, because it's a men's mental health day, and because we said that today's show is dedicated to all men. So it is important because men need safe spaces, okay, at home, in church, among friends, everywhere they are, so that they can process emotions and be real for once. I mean, we have this narrative. I don't know if that narrative is still around, but we have this narrative that goes, mwanaume ni kujikaza. Mwanaume ni kupambana nayo, mwanaume ni hii, mwanaume ni hii. But when it comes to having a safe space, this is where they get to be themselves and not have like that term of mwanaume ni. And that is why these safe spaces are very important. Whether it's at home, you have that brother at home, that husband at home, whether it's that cousin at home, whether it's in church, that friend that you have in church, that brother nani that you have in church, they need safe spaces as well. Whether it's among friends, that friend that you have as well, they need spaces that can process emotions. Because you have to remember that yes, we say women are emotional beings, but men also have emotions, and they also deserve to be heard. They also deserve to know that they feel. Yes, sisi tunakasirikanga, but they also kasirika, ni venye hawaoneshangi wamekasirika, ama ni venye waonyeshangi they have feelings towards it. But we have to remember that, and that's why safe spaces are very, very, very important. And a safe space isn't just a place. It's more like a feeling. The feeling of them wanting to open up, the feeling of them wanting to be vulnerable. That is what a safe space looks like. And a safe space is also knowing that you can be real, you can speak your truth, admit you're tired, admit you're scared, admit you're afraid, admit that you're hurting without being judged by anyone, without being balked by anyone, or without being told, man up, jikaze, wewe ni mwanaume. And unfortunately, that is the narrative that we have so much in Kenya. Wewe ni mwanaume, jikaze ban. Jikaze, wewe ni mwanaume. Unalialiaje. And funny thing, it starts from when children are young. Unasikia a young boy is crying, alafu unasikia ameulizwa aje, unalia kwani wewe ni dem. And that is where it starts. So for us to create these safe spaces for men out there, this is what we need to do. You just create that place for them to be heard. You have to understand that they also have feelings, as we've said. They also need to speak out. They also need to let it out there. And I don't know whether I should, how do you create a safe space? I don't know whether we should start with the men creating the safe space for themselves, of us creating. Let's start with us creating safe space for them, and then them creating their own safe space. All right, capish? So how do you create a safe space for people? Now, number one is lead with listening and not fixing. Lead without fixing. Sometimes as leaders, and I'm saying leaders because we are all leaders, right? We tend to fix before we listen. Like, you want to fix an issue before you listen. You see someone is mtu ako in that situation, but instead of first of all knowing why they are going through what they are going, you want to fix it first. Ni kama kutibu mende na ujapatana na hiyo mende. You get what I'm saying? So number one, lead with listening, not fixing. Let people talk without rushing to offer solution. Okay, just let people talk themselves out first before offering solutions. And then sometimes healing starts with being heard, not handled. I like that. Healing will start from being heard and not handled. There's a difference between those two things. There's a difference between when you're heard and when you're handled. You see, if I handle you without hearing you, I'm going to handle you according to how I see fit, even though I don't understand what you're going through. But if I hear you first, then handling will be easy. Okay? Number two, normalize vulnerability. That is very important. Share your own challenges as well. If you want someone to open up to you, you have to open up to them. Okay, because when you open up, it gives someone maybe an opportunity or that light at the end of the tunnel. I can open up to this person. Then of course, respect privacy. Make it clear that whatever is shared between you two, or whatever is shared between that safe space, remember that we are talking about safe space, whatever is shared between that safe space is very confidential, and it's just between that safe space at that moment. I'm saying that because it can be a group of 3, maybe you two, it can be 4, it can be 5, but yeah, most of safe spaces collapse the moment people feel exposed or judged. Okay, so privacy is very important. Of course, number 4 thing is judgment. Don't criticize how someone expresses themselves. And sometimes we do it very funny. Someone would come and talk to you, utamchekelea, akuja kwambia mimi nilivunjwa roho, utamchekelea. You're going to laugh at this person so hard without knowing that maybe it is affecting them or affecting the situation that they are going in. So it is very important to eliminate judgment if you're looking for to create a safe space for someone. If you're looking for to help someone emotionally, it is very important to eliminate judgment, whether it's through silence, tear, or anger. Give room for raw and honest emotion. If you laugh at them, it's going to be just about fun, and they might not tell you what they are really going through. And of course, another thing is to stay consistent and present. If someone has made you their safe space, be there for them when they need you. Always appear for them, because safe spaces are not a one-time event. It is not that huyu mtu amekwambia leo napitia, umesikia, and then umshamalizana na hivyo. It is good to follow up because they're your friend, because they are brother. It is good to always follow up, do check-ins, and of course you could go ahead and get to know how they are doing. Okay, now that is how to create a safe space for them. But now, you see, someone once told me that you cannot do something you're not ready to do for yourself. So for you to have a safe space, or for you to be comfortable in having a safe space or being part of a safe space, you have to learn to create one for yourself. And how do you do that? I did a little bit of a diagram for that. Let me look for it. How you can create your safe space. Here I found it. How men can create their own safe spaces. Remember, this is a men dedicated episode, so we are doing this for them today. How do they create their safe space? Number 1, start with one trusted person. You don't have to go running to everyone. Start with one trusted person, because you do not need a whole crowd. Just one person you can be real with. That is a friend, a mentor, or a faith leader. And most people tend to like shy away because haujui nani utaanza kuongelesha because of what you're going through. So start with one trusted person. That one person that you can trust. Is it your pastor? Is it that friend that mnendanga? Is it that friend that mnendanga kesha na yeye, mnendanga dates na yeye? Is it that friend that you can really speak to? Start with one trusted person, and that is how you start the journey towards your own safe space. Okay, then of course, number 2, set the tone with honesty. Now, someone once told us that you cannot be helped if you do not want to be helped. So for you to be part of this, you have to open up first, even if it's just a little. That friend that you are opening up to, that friend that you want to open up to, they need to know a little bit first in your at least oxide, okay? Even if it's just a little, it is more enough to start building that trust. You just start little by little, tendo kiongezanga, and you are going to have a very nice safe space. Then number 3, you can form something like bro code. There's something that men like to call bro code. You see that bro code, wacha isikuwe ni bro code tu ya kwenda outings and long drives and all these things. Let it be for something important as this. Create or join smaller groups, weekly hangouts, Bible studies, even casual meetups where emotions and experiences are allowed. Join spaces where your emotions are allowed to be heard, spaces where you can feel comfortable, in speaking about some of these things. Of course, number 4, you can use tech wisely. That is, use private WhatsApp, Telegram groups for support, mental health check-ins, or shared devotionals, And of course, men engage better in structured, low-pressure environments. They're not like us, as we are bubbly and we are very high, we are very energetic when it comes to sharing some of these things. So if you're a man, that's also something to look into. And of course, make emotional check-ins normal. Ask your guys, are you okay? Are you really okay? Nyinyi mnenanga mnazunguka Sunday after church, mmeenda kukula, mmeenda nyama choma zone, or rather you've gone to your hikes, you've gone to your walks. Normalize asking your friends if they are okay, because most people who suffer mental health are people who don't like have people to talk to. They are people who never had anyone to ask them if they are okay. So normalize asking if your fellow dudes are okay, if your fellow guys are okay. It is always nice to do that, and this will help you in solving some of the gaps that we have. And we are going to look into the gaps, but that is our health term of the week. That is a safe space. So create a safe space for someone, create a safe space for yourself, especially in this month. And because Men's Mental Health Day, Men's Mental Health Awareness is across the whole month. It is only in on 14th, no, on 13th. I'm saying 14th because we have something going on 14th. On 13th that we get to do this. So make sure that you celebrate a man out there. And that is our term of the week. Hoping that you've learned something. Let me get to your messages. Let me get to your messages. I see someone right here. Good morning, Ruth. Good morning. Anasema show iko sawa sana. We missed you on Wednesday. I missed you on Wednesday as well, but we had a very powerful conference at LCC in Nakuru, a pastor's conference, and it was so amazing. I'm hoping that you are blessed by that. Anasema we missed you on Wednesday. My message to all men out there: it is good not to be good. Okay, it is good not to be good. Okay, all right, I see you there. It is good not to be good, and it is always all right to speak when you feel like you can't take it anymore. Thank you so much. Let me see if you have any other message. We have someone else here. Good morning, Ruth. Good morning. Anasema show iko lit sana. Can't wait for that conversation on mental health. Thank you so much. Yeah, we do have someone coming in to talk about this. Mwingine anasema good morning. This is Vini watching from Maua. Finally, someone from Maua. Thank you so much, Vini. Finally, someone from Maua, because I've been asking for the people of Maua for a very long time. Inaweza kuwa ni kwa wiki mbili, but nimewaitisha sana, and I thank you so much, Vini, for telling us that Maua signals ziko sawa. So this is Vini from Maua. Anasema okay, I lost that message, guys. Yeah, here Vini sijakupoteza, nimekupata. Yeah, Vini from Maua, thank you so much. Anasema happy Men's Mental Health Day to my dad. I celebrate him for being the pillar that holds me and my brother together. Anytime we need someone to talk to, we have our dad, and we appreciate him for that. That's amazing. That one is celebrating his dad. Who are you celebrating this Men's Mental Health Day? Good morning, Ruth. This is Natasha wishing my brother Kelvin a happy Men's Mental Health Day, and I want to tell him that he can always find a safe space with me. That's amazing. He can always find a safe space with you. That is super amazing. Thank you so much, Natasha. We see if we have someone else right here. Someone here says, good morning, Ruth. Nimekupoteza, acha nikutafute tena. Good morning, Ruth. A very happy Men's Mental Health Day to every gentleman who watches Oracle TV. Tunawapenda nyinyi wote. Thank you so much. Lakini hajaniambia nani. Good morning, Ruth. This is Rose from Kangemi. Rose is always tuned in from Kangemi. Rose from Kangemi, na anasema watching with my younger brother. I wish him a happy Men's Mental Health Day, hata kama bado hajaenda shule. Hata kama bado hajaenda shule. Thank you so much. I have someone else here who says, hi, Ruth. This is Esther watching from Dogoto. Thank you so much, Esther, for keeping it tuned. Tunakupenda sana. Kule Dogoto ndo limuru ingine. I'm telling you, if you have not visited Dogoto, you don't know the meaning of cold. Because Dogoto is cold, especially in the morning and in the night. But we do appreciate you, Esther, for tuning in, and tell us who you're celebrating this Men's Mental Health Day and what message you have for them. Someone else here says, hi, Ruth. This is Cliff. watching from Nakuru Free area. Happy Men's Mental Health Day to every gentleman watching Oracle TV. Okay, every gentleman. Yeah, I did not mention gentleman. Part nilisema men, lakini sasa nimekuwa corrected. Happy Men's Mental Health Day to every gentleman who watches Oracle TV. Thank you so much, Cliff. Keep sending in your messages on 0711 176 006 as we continue talking about Men's Mental Health Day. Now, we do have our icon eye where we get to check the statistics of how mental health looks like, and there you can see a diagram right there, right? And that is the prevalence nationwide. And that's the prevalence of mental health nationwide. You can see that 56.9%. Let me use my gadget here so I can make it easier. So 50 what? That is just give me a minute. Here we go. Just give me a single minute. Let me recheck that again. I'll just go ahead and use that one. So 56.9% of Kenyan men have a mental health condition, and this is compared to women, which is 43.1%, and that's where the bigger difference comes in. And of course, there is a high suicide rate from men, that is stemming up from men compared to women. And why is this? This one is contributed to some things like cultural and social stressors. Some of the things that I did see was, economic pressure. I also see drug and substance use among these, and we are going to speak about this because I detailed that we have that conversation on mental health maybe later. And of course, an estimated 4.4% of Kenyans live with mental health disorders, including depression, anxiety, PTSD, substance abuse, among others. So in 2022, the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics did a research, and according to this research, 56.9%, that is the one that is on your screen, of Kenyan men suffer from mental health disorders, and this is higher compared to that of women, 43.1%. Okay, and overall, men account for about 58% of those with chronic conditions. Now, this one include mental health disorders compared to women. Like overall, the overall statistics in the whole country, 58% of those men have chronic conditions, which include mental health disorders, and of course, this is compared to women as well. And now when it comes to suicide, because I think suicide is the one that has hit men, like hit them. So men experience higher suicide rates than women in Kenya. And of course, there's a report that indicates that more men are dying by suicide, though more men are dying by suicide, and this is so sad. And that is why today is a very special day to celebrate each and every man out there, and to make it aware that they can always speak to someone when they can. Okay, they can always speak to someone out there. They can always create a safe space with someone out there. And of course, Kenya's age standardized suicide rate estimated at 11 per 100 person. Okay, this one amounts to 4 deaths per day. Every day, 4 men die of suicide, and you see why this is super important. And of course, I've told you some of these things are traditional norms where men are expected to be, stoic. Wewe ni mwanaume, jikaze. Wewe ni mwanaume, wewe pambana. Mwanaume ni kukaa ngumu. I hear some say mwanaume ni jasho. Mwanaume ni kupambana na life. And this one will create suppressed emotions. This one will also create a situation where they cannot speak out because they don't want to be judged, and all this. And of course, another one I did tell you, economic hardships, unemployment, financial stress, and this one stems out depression among men. Okay, and back to 2019 when we had COVID, and COVID worsened our mental health situations, and the pandemic contributed to increased anxiety, isolation, and rising suicide rates. And of course, we are going to speak about this more and more, because today we are having this conversation for our men out there. It is good to be okay. I want to say it is okay not to be okay, because by the way, if you do not speak, just look at people who are behind you. Look at who are those people who are looking up to you. And that's why this is such an important conversation. We are going to look at those statistics again once we bring our guests on board. But allow me to read this. Good morning, Ruth. Good morning. Anasema Karumia double K. Anasema ni Karumia double K from Kiambogo Munanda. All right. Anasema always tuned. Thank you so much, Karumia double K, for tuning in and for keeping it Oracle TV. We do appreciate you. And tell me who you're celebrating today as a men's mental health day. Kuna mwenye ameniambia nisiite men, niwaite a gentleman. As a gentleman. As a gentleman's mental health day. I have someone else here. Good morning, Ruth. Good morning. Thank you so much for bringing such an important conversation. Can't wait for the conversation. Thank you so much for bringing such an important conversation. Can't wait for the conversation. I am celebrating my bigger brother today. I want to tell him, although I'm younger, he can always find a safe space with me. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. That's a younger sister being a younger sister. I mean, celebrate all the sisters. I know we are celebrating men, but celebrate the sisters as well out there. And someone called, but we didn't get time to pick that. You can call later and we are going to pick that, because we want to hear what you think about all this. Good morning, Ruth. Natasha, Natasha, nilikuwa nimesoma message yako, but it is well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, I want us to take a very short break, a minute short break, because I want us to bring our guests on board and I want us to keep the conversation going. So on Facebook, do continue sending in your message for the Men's Mental Health Day, or rather the Gentleman's Mental Health Day. Keep on sending those beautiful comments right there. Keep on texting me on that number right there, 0711 176 006, as we continue having the mental health conversation, but this time around it cuts across men. So I want us to take a short break. This is Impact Dialogues. Do not go anywhere, because we have just started and it's about to get fun in here. It's about to get very exciting in here. So don't touch that dial, because we are going for a short break and we are coming back. Don't touch that dial. Strong family, everyone plays a part, and together we build a home. That is why the Mountain of Deliverance Church Nairobi invites you for a mortgage fund drive on the 15th of June 2025. We've worshipped together, grown together, listened to the word together, and now it is time for us to build together. We invite you and your entire family to join hands with us for our mortgage fund drive, a special day where we'll stand united to secure our spiritual home for generations to come. This house has been a place of prayer. It has been a place of power, a place of breakthrough, and a place of testimonies. And now it is our turn to give back. Whether big or small, every contribution counts. Come with love, come with faith, come ready to give. Together as one, let us pay it off. And remember, give and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. See you on the 15th of June for a mortgage fund drive.
Amen, amen, amen. This is Dr. Pauline Oracle. I am talking to you from the Mountain of Deliverance Church. I am speaking to you from the Mountain of Deliverance Church, Nairobi, where the Lord relocated us to sometimes 1.5 years ago. And I am here to extend an invitation to every one of you that is watching me, to every one of you that is listening to me, wherever you're watching me from. I want to invite you on the 15th of June. 15th of June is going to be on a Sunday. We have a special funds drive towards the payment of the mortgage of this building that the Lord has given unto us, according to the word of God in 2 Samuel chapter number 7 from verse number 10. The Bible says, "Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of the wickedness afflict them any more, as before time." The Lord gave us this building sometimes last 1.5 years ago. We are still paying the mortgage, so we are extending an invitation for you to come and help us pay this mortgage on the 15th of June. It's going to be on a Sunday. We are going to project our building account right there, so that you can't make it on a Sunday. We are requesting that all our friends can be able to give us at least minimum 30,000. You can say, I'll give 50,000, I will give 100,000, I will give 1 million. But notwithstanding that, we are not saying you can't give less than 30,000. We are just challenging you to raise a sacrifice for us, so that we can be able to meet our target for that day. We are targeting 10 million on that day. So we are requesting you to come and help us. It's a Macedonian call for everyone who says, the Oracle has been a blessing to me. The Oracle has helped me. I enjoy the ministry of the Oracle. I enjoy Oracle TV. I enjoy the ministry of the Oracle. We are calling you to come on that day and help us. All the same, we have been having the pay bill of 100 shillings. The pay bill is also right there. I am still challenging you. So far, so good. We have made very good progress. We have not missed any installment of the mortgage since we started this 100 shillings pay bill. Courtesy of all of you that are very faithful to us, you have been sending your 100 shillings. I keep releasing the challenge to you. I still keep asking you, please keep sending the 100 shillings. It is helping us a long way. It might sound like it's a very small figure, but let me tell you, your 100, another person 100, we put it together, we are able to pay the mortgage. But this time, we are asking you to come. We gather our monies together. We hit the principal and we reduce the interest. Please come one, come all. Come and help us in Jesus' mighty name. May the Lord bless.
Well. Are you looking for a church? A place where you can get authentic worship, a place where you can encounter God, a place where the word is taught, a place where you can be founded in your Christian and spiritual life. This is the place. I take this time to welcome you to our church, Deliverance Church, Bangladesh. We are in Everett Roundabout, and in this place we worship God. God is our source, and this is the place we come to seek Him, we come to worship Him, because in this life, you have seen, in this place, you have seen lives being changed, lives being transformed. And I want to tell you, if you can choose to worship with us, your life will never be the same again. Every Sunday, we gather here for morning prayers from 7 a.m. We have our first service that begins at 8 a.m. We have our second service that always begins at 10:30. You are welcome to worship in either of this service, and your life will never be the same again. In the weekdays, every Wednesday, we are here at 5 p.m. for our Wednesday Word Encounter service. Every Friday, we are here for our prayer encounter service. And I can tell you, when we pray, God hears and answers our prayers. Wonderful. As you can be able to see, our hall is spacious enough. In this hall, we can accommodate 500 to 600 people. But because of the space of the altar, we can be able to arrange 400 to 450 seats. So that tells you we have a capacity to be able to hold people in this place. And each one of us, when you are coming to worship with us, you will have a space, you will have your place to be able to sit. And those are not squeezed places. We have a right spacing for everyone to fit in. And I can assure, when you make a decision to worship with us, your life will never be the same again. Lives have been transformed, lives have been changed, and I can assure you, your life is the next one. As you come to worship with us, may you encounter God, and may your life never be the same again. In this place, I can tell you, there is a space for you, and you are looking forward to be able to worship with you in Jesus' mighty name. If you can be able to see, you can see. For those who are driving, maybe you are asking yourself, do we have a parking space in this place? I want you to know we have enough parking. This is part of our parking. You can be able to see this entire place. It is our place for the parking. If you are driving, worry not. There is enough parking inside here, and even in the outside, we'll be showing you there is enough space for your parking. So if you are driving, don't worry. We have enough space for parking for you, and you will be ministered to powerfully. Maybe you are wondering, where do you locate us from? We are located at Everett Roundabout. This is when you are coming from Nakuru town to Eldoret. After Everett Roundabout, we are 100 meters. Just on your right side, you will see our signboard, Deliverance Church International, Bangladesh. This is where we are located, and we welcome you. We are just right on the highway. From our church to the highway is like 10 meters. So we are in a very visible place where you cannot miss us. I take this time to welcome all the people from this area. This is Everready, Soilo, Upper Hill Estate, Baraka Estate, Ngata, Piavi. We welcome all of you to this place, Everready Estate, which is just opposite us. Gidhima, Kaptembwa, Shabab, Gilani, Bangladesh Estate, all live in London and all those places. If you live around here, even Freehold and Langalanga, we are very near you. We welcome you. Come and worship with us, and I can tell you, your life will never be the same again. As I have already informed you, we have our services on Sunday, morning prayers from 7 a.m., first service at 8 a.m., second service at 10:30 a.m. You can choose to worship in either of these services, and God will bless you. People of Nakuru West, this is your church. You can come and worship with us, and your life will never be the same again. God bless you as you plan to come and worship with us. You can see we are on the highway. Vehicles are just passing by, and I can tell you, we are in a very visible place. God bless you as you choose to come and worship with us. You are the blessed of God. Amen.
Dialogue Social Fridays. Now today we are doing things differently, a little bit differently, because it's a gentleman's. I've been corrected like 10 times today. It's a gentleman's mental health day.
Come on.
And it's a gentleman's.
A gentleman's.
You're also going to be one of those who correct me today.
Oh,
You know, I started by it's a men's mental health.
It's a men's night.
I'm like, Ruth Wanjiru, men's. We are gentlemen. But it's a gentleman's mental health day. And today we are dedicating the episode to all men out there. And I did tell you that we are going to have a conversation, a very beautiful conversation about that. I do have our guest with me today, Daktari Israel Lugadiru. Now, I don't know if he's a medical doctor.
Said it.
I don't know if you're a medical doctor.
I'm not a medical doctor. Doctor of the hearts.
Doctor of the hearts.
Daktari wa maroho.
Okay.
Ndo mimi sasa.
He will tell us about that later.
Yeah.
But he is, you know, a youth leader and, you know, has a very, very amazing space in Nairobi Students and Leaders Youth Forum, spaces where they get to talk about mental health issues and especially in matters of job seeking. And one of the things we've seen, you know, is contributing a lot to men's mental health is lack of employment and economic pressures. So we are going to get into that. But first of all, Israel, I'd like you to introduce yourself first to our viewers and also tell us what you do. Na ni kwa nini unaitwa daktari?
I think if it's about introducing myself, probably she's done so much better than I would introduce
All
myself.
right.
But Israel Ugadiru is my name. I am a youth leader. And professionally, I am also a media entrepreneur.
Okay.
Who is specifically focused in digital marketing and events. So that means that I also MC a lot of events and also do a lot of digital marketing for different companies. But on the side, I am a youth leader and I specifically sit at the intersection of mental health and economic empowerment. So we do mental health and economic empowerment because you come to find that there's a huge correlation between the two. You've said that a lot of mental health problems are usually brought about because of economic challenges. So here in Africa, especially in Kenya, over 70% of mental health cases are actually by reason of economic challenges. So, you know, sometimes it might sound very funny because guys are going to be like, oh, in America, there are billionaires who are still committing. So it's true. But now, if you look at the Kenyan and the African context, a lot of mental health challenges, depression challenges are usually brought about by the economic problems that we have. You can just think about yourself. Imagine you're having a sad day, then all of a sudden you receive, confirmed, you have received. Something happens. So,
I know.
Hence the reason as to why we have an amazing space for young people, for youths. You can check it out at www.nyslf.co.ke, where we are just having this conversation to try as much as we can to ensure that there's zero suicide and also we have spread the gospel of economic empowerment to as many young people as we can.
Okay, and maybe to start us off, by the way, you can be part of this conversation, 0711 176 006, and also live on Facebook. So do send your comments also there. And to start us off, well, when it comes to mental health, people would think it's just women for some reason. Because I think in Africa, we've put ourselves in that kakunia where mwanaume ni jasho. Mwanaume ni kujikaza. And unfortunately for us, inaanzanga pale chini. I actually was watching a video the other day and, you know, they were saying that it starts from when you tell a child, acha kulia we si dem.
Bas.
Acha unalia we ni dem. Ama when you're oversharing so much, you know, you tend to be I don't want to say feminized, but you tend to be told that you're a female. And us having the conversation on mental health awareness, especially in June, what does this mean for men, Israel?
First of all, I think it's a special thing for men to be given a whole month just to celebrate men's mental health. I think in the world today, and especially the kind of cultural influences and shifts that are happening, men are being forgotten.
Okay.
And I know to some people who are listening out there, they might say, no, it's still a man's world. No. Allow us to have our day just for today and also listen to our side of the argument.
All right.
So men have been really forgotten and really ignored. So a lot of our issues and a lot of our affairs are things that have not been paid attention to, especially when it comes to matters of men's mental health.
Okay.
So when we have a month that's dedicated to this, it means that this month has been given specific focus to how men are doing emotionally, how men are doing mentally. And having this conversation right here should be a key reminder to all men that you're not forgotten, that you are seen, that you're loved, that you're appreciated.
Okay.
And to all the men who have reached here, whether you're 19, whether you're 18, whether you're 15, whether you're 40, 50, 60, 70, I just want to appreciate all of them for getting to that particular age, because I can tell you one thing, Ruth, it's hard to be
hard
a man.
out here.
It's hard to be a man.
And how do we deal with the whole conversation of mwanaume ni kujikaza? How do we deal with the whole conversation of you're a man, you should just like bottle it up, up inside, you're not allowed to speak about it? How do we deal with some of these misconceptions?
Towards masculinity.
Yeah.
I think first of all, it's important for us to really define masculinity. And it's important for us to have a proper definition of masculinity. I was in a conversation a couple of years back, and I was invited by this really big organization, and I was sitting at a table and listening to other men talking about masculinity. And one of the things that struck me in that conversation, which I don't agree with, is they said that today you cannot describe masculinity with a one-size-fits-all answer. They said that masculinity is relative. But for me, I tend to think that that's wrong, because for men, we are wired different psychologically and even physically with women. We are equal, but yes, we are wired differently. Even when you get into the psychological bits, you find that there are some things in our bodies that are way bigger than yours. Yours, the same way, vice versa, is also true. So to cut the long story short, it's important for us to really understand the proper definition of masculinity. And mine is scriptural, and it's also addressed by, of course, cultural norms, but majorly scriptural. So you come to find that a man is a king, a warrior, a friend, and a provider. So if you come to understand that as a man you sit in these four offices, an office of a king, a warrior, a friend, and a provider, then you come to understand how kings and how friends and how warriors operate. And one of the factors that I came to learn from there is that for you to become a friend, even a friend of God, then you need to have the aspect of sharing stuff that you're going through.
True.
It means that if you, Ruth, are my friend, then I can sit here with you and I can share with you the deep things that are affecting and bothering you.
That's true.
I might not necessarily go ahead and tell everybody else, because it's also important to be wise with who you share with. So nasikianga siku hizi vile kuovershare ni kitu weird.
Overshare, man. Okay.
Yeah, so what I would say is that I think when men really understand the definition of who they are, what they do, and who the office that they sit in spiritually and physically, then they will be able to tackle some of the challenges that we have. For example, men who are bottling up emotions, men who are going through difficult times and they're not speaking, men who sometimes don't even know how to communicate. I think when they understand that they also sit in the office of a friend, then it becomes easy for them to be like David and Jonathan.
That's quite interesting. And now, one of the reasons why mental health in men has like really skyrocketed, because we were looking at statistics earlier, and theirs is 56.9 higher than women, 41.9%. And some of these issues are because of unemployment. Now, you are in a forum where you lead these conversations, where you lead conversations on job seeking and also mental health. Is there a pattern that you've noted, or rather, is there some of some of these, what do I call them? Some of these, looking for the word, but I can't find the word. Some of these reasons, let me just call them reasons, because I can't find that word correctly. Is there a certain pattern that you've noted with men in the forum?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There's a huge pattern. You see, culturally, how the culture has been set up, which is good and negative in a way. It's good because the culture has been set up in a way that it is the man's responsibility to provide. I agree. Yeah. Okay. But then again, culturally as well, in an age of social media that has also led to a certain norm of comparison. So you compare yourself with somebody else. So we feel that masculinity has only been bottled to the point of provision.
All right.
And not just provision emotionally, because provision, if you study it based on a point of masculinity, it comes with a whole scope. There's provision financially, and there's provision also emotionally. There's provision in terms of leadership. There's provision in terms of solutions. So today it's been bottled to provision just in terms of finances. And so that's the reason as to why there are some men who you're going to find out there. So you as their wife, you want their time, but they tell you, what is it? See, I've given you money.
True.
What else do you want? But now just to narrow down on the aspect of sorry guys, please understand that I've got a small cold, but just follow through. Just don't listen to the voice, listen to the
Sisikize sauti, sikiza maneno.
So just taking it down now to the financial aspect of provision, you're going to find that a lot of men have based their identity and they've tied it with not just their ability to provide, but also how much they can provide. So nowadays, masculinity has been tied to the more money that you have, then the more masculine you are.
All right.
Is that understandable? So you find that in an age of a lot of economic turmoils and a lot of economic problems, sometimes it's not because the man has inability to come up with solutions. It's just because sometimes their positioning is wrong and they need to fine-tune something.
All right.
Or sometimes just because they're going through a season when the economy is not as good as it's supposed to be. So you find that they get extremely stressed about that whole situation. They base their entire identity and their entire lives based on a season, not on who exactly they are. So what happens is that majority of men have now led into a path that is extremely dark, a path of a lot of depression, because every time they go on Instagram, they see that Ruth's photos have been liked by a man who drives a Mercedes.
And then
I'm here, a man who is driving not even an Uber, but a Futsubishi. So it becomes extremely difficult. So there's a lot to it.
And you know, when it comes to talking about some of these things, like you feel, let me take that example. You feel like, you know, another man is doing well than me, you know, he's liking my woman's pictures, and there's a type of way that you feel about it. But you know, when it comes to speaking about it, it is considered weakness. So how do we start leading a conversation where vulnerability will not be looked at like a weakness?
First of all, I think we need to also define how men communicate. Because just because a man communicates differently from a woman does not mean that the man is not communicating. Because men and women have two different forms of communication. Women process when they talk, you know. That's why sometimes when you want to speak and then your guy or your husband brings a solution, you're like, okay, I didn't tell him so that you can solve it. I told him so that in talking. Or I'm lying. People can tell us probably in the conversation. But the man, he processes by sometimes seclusion. He processes when he he sits down to think about it. Hence the reason as to why sometimes the more things bother a man, the more silent he becomes, because he's trying to process it. So long story short, we have to understand that sometimes it's not because men do not communicate, it's because we do not understand how they communicate.
All right.
So one of the ways that we can ensure that a man communicates is, one, do not pressure him to communicate. Don't force him to talk to you. You don't talk, don't force him to talk to you. Just create an environment of peace around him. Tell him, you know what, when you're ready to talk, I'm here. Tell him, you know what, if you don't want to talk about it, it's fine. But I just want you to know that I'd rather listen to your story than attend your funeral.
Amazing. And when you're saying about talking, what comes to mind is safe space. Now, today we've learned a lot about safe space. And for me to create a safe space for maybe my brother who's around me, for maybe a husband, a boyfriend, what is it that the society should not do and should do? Because we also learned that, you know, in a safe space, you can chase them as many as you want. You might want to bring them closer, lakini unapata ni kuwafukuza unawafukuza badala warudishe. Yani badala walete ni kuwafukuza unawafukuza. So how do we as a society create a safe space where, as you say, men can communicate without being judged, they can communicate without being pressured?
Yes. The first way of how to create a safe space is okay, you're talking about community-wise.
Community-wise.
Okay. One, it needs to be promoted that masculinity is not equated to how much money you bring to the table. That's number one. And I'm going to be very specific on that point because it's something that is now a notion that is being promoted on social media. It's being promoted as a joke for some memes. But the truth of the matter is that, unajua wanasema that sanaa ni fasihi ya jamii. Meaning that art is literally the image or the mirror of the society.
It's actually the mirror, that's true.
So how we promote masculinity needs to change. Number one, by just promoting the sense that, you know what, guys, that's not what masculinity is all about. So just because you don't earn 1 million shillings, 10 million shillings, 100,000, whatever, it doesn't mean that you're less of a man. So that's number one. Number two, I think we also need to promote a lot of these conversations on safe spaces, inform men where they can actually have the ability of coming to just pour out their hearts and share. There's amazing programs out there. There's Men of Purpose. There's a Man Enough, which is an amazing program by Transform Nations. Pastor Simon Bevy is actually leading it. Also, number three, the religious institutions in the country also need to create safe spaces for men. For example, you told me that in your church, tomorrow there's a men's gathering. So I hope that they're gonna choma mbuzi. If you told me earlier that I would make time to come through. So we need to promote a lot of those spaces where we can be able to have safe masculine conversations that are non-judgmental. Masculine conversations where men are allowed to come and speak without being judged. Men are allowed to come and just, the Bible talks about confessing sins one to another. Exactly, where men can also come and just confess their sins one to another.
And they feel safe about it.
They come and they said, you know what, man, I did this. I fell short. I'm trying to quit drugs, but it's been really difficult. I went dry without alcohol for 7 days, but when I got to the 8th day, man, I just couldn't. It's important for those safe spaces to be promoted and for us to also redefine some aspects of masculinity.
Okay. And this is quite an interesting conversation we are having right here. I do have a message. I do have a message imenifurahisha hapa. Meniambia, thank you for correcting the gentleman part. It is well. Gentleman's mental health day. Nilijua tu mtaleta makasiriko because we are team empowerment. Like it is well, but we do thank you for tuning it in. Someone here says, good morning, Ruth. Such a nice conversation. Israel is saying the truth. Money does not define you being a man.
No, it doesn't.
Wow. Money does not define you being a man. I see Kiambogo. All right. Okay, kidogo tunipatie tu dakika moja. Karumia Double K from Kiambogo Munanda. Anasema celebrating my dad. That's so amazing. Celebrating the dad. And you can keep on sending those messages. Send a beautiful message to a man in your circle. Whether it's your brother.
Can I send one beautiful message to my dad?
Yeah, please do.
So when I was coming, he actually prayed for me and told me that I need to shout him out. So Dad, I love you. Thank you for being an amazing man in my life. Thank you for modeling what true masculinity is all about. Shout outs to my mom as well. I know it's men's mental health, but Mom, I'll just shout you out because you've also been an amazing pillar to my dad who has modeled masculinity.
I think moms are very lucky. You know, moms get to be celebrated each and every time.
Every time.
And just the other day was the, Father's Day.
Father's Day, man.
Father's Day. And kuna mwenye niliona online akisema ya amekutana tu na haya leo ni Father's Day. Because we never get to. But mothers inakujanga tu hivyo.
Inakujanga tu natural.
That's true. Acheng from Busia, we see you, we hear you. Anasema I'm sending lots of love to my brother akiwa Kangemi. Okay, Kangemi siku hizi tuko wengi. Akiwa Kangemi and I want to tell him that whenever he wants someone to talk to, I may be his younger sister, but I'm always there. That's amazing. That is so amazing. Yeah, and we are doing this today, the whole of today. We are going to make sure that you are celebrated as a man out there. Now, producer Naniambia, I am running out of time, but I do have 2 final questions for Israel, and then we are done. The number 1 question, Israel, I want you, it's not actually a question. I want you to, talk to a man out there, one who feels he cannot open up, one who feels like, the society has already crafted what a man is. So I am in no authority at all to try and refute that. Someone who's feeling, amefika mwisho, bottling it up but can't just speak it out. I want you to speak to that man and tell them it's going to be okay, because it's going to be okay, by the way.
It will be okay, pressure sometimes is not a very bad thing, it's a good thing. Because great things are usually framed under pressure. Diamonds are created in pressure over thousands of years. Gold is also created and refined under the pressure of heat. Thousands of degrees of heat.
True.
There's this quote that says that a smooth sky, or rather smooth seas, never really built a skillful sailor. So sometimes the thing that you might be going through is just about to bring the best out of you. So do not be afraid. do not fall short. Do not get into the trap of depression. Do not get into the trap of comparison. Because when you understand that, you will not let the society define you, but you will allow yourself, and you will allow you to define the society. And that's exactly where you're supposed to be. So you're a man, you're great. Where you've reached is amazing. I know the world might be having a lot of pressure against us, but I can tell you one thing for sure is that in you is the ability to conquer. In you is that lion. So just find it and don't let the pressure break you. Let it make you.
Amazing. Don't let the pressure break you. Let it make you. And that's super, super amazing. Thank you so much, Israel, for making time, for Impact Dialogues this morning. And thank you to you who's back at home. Asante kwa messages zenu mingi sana.
Website, actually.
Yeah, by the way, the Nairobi Youth and Students Leaders Forum. Israel will tell you about that in just a while in his parting shot. So that right now I'm so happy that it's not only doctors who are creating spaces for mental health. Pastors have, started doing this. Youths have started doing this as well. And it is very good for you to be part of it. Hata kama ni kama unajiona, mimi na mental health hatuwezi patana. Mimi na mental health hatuwezi patana. It is always good to have such circles, because when you need them most is when you're going to use them. So thank you so much. I'm trying to look for those who are joining us on Facebook. Let me see if you have a comment. Nisipigwe nyuma ya tent. Our Facebook people waweza kunipiga nyuma ya tent. For some reason I can't open it, but tutaenda kuifungua baadaye. It's okay, it's well. But thank you so much for joining us for Impact Dialogues this morning. This has been Social Fridays. Now I am going to see you on Monday for our Money Mondays, but before I tell you all that, let me allow Israel have his parting shot, okay?
His parting shot. So first of all, I appreciate you, Ruth, for inviting me. She's always inviting me. Zile siku kuna maandamano.
I don't know why.
I don't understand why, but either way, to every man out there, first of all, a happy Gentlemen's Health Awareness Month. And I just want to tell you that we have an awesome, amazing space out there called the Nairobi Youth and Student Leadership Forum.
True.
So www.nyslf.co.ke is the website. Head over there, you'll find every information about the kind of programs that we do that are impacting Kenya's mental wellness and also Kenya's economic empowerment. As a man, I want to wish you all the best. I know that there's a lot of pressure that happens in life. And in 30 seconds, I'll tell you this, that today, Ruth mentioned a statistic. What was it? How many percent was it?
That is 56.9%.
Yes, to 40, to whatever the other difference is in terms of mental health challenges. Also, just to add another statistic is that in Kenya today, actually this was 2020 statistics, it said that 28,500 Kenyans have actually been incarcerated in prison.
Wow.
Compared to only 6,500 women. So the percentage of men in prison in Kenya today is 692% more than women.
600.
It tells you that there's a huge issue that's happening among us men. And I'll tell you this, that in you is the lion that's lying down in there. In you is the power and the force, not just to be a leader, but to produce the greatest being and the greatest invention that God has ever created. You just need to allow it to come out. And I hope to see you at Nairobi Youth and Student Leadership Forum.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Israel, again for making time for Impact Dialogues. Hata kama namuitanga siku za maandamano. I do not know why. But each and every time lazima kukuwa na protest. And it is always about the Gen Z. But thank you so much for always making time. And thanks to you back at home, oh my goodness. Thank you so much for making this week amazing. I know we didn't have our Health Wednesday. Kuna mtu amenipiga asubuhi. It is well. But we did have a very powerful conference though, the LCC conference. The pastors conference was amazing. But next week we are taking the conversation on diet again. That is on health. This week. So I think I'm gonna see you on Monday for our Money Mondays. We are talking about savings. You better be ready to ask all those questions that you want, because we said that we are going to be rich disciples, right?
Hallelujah.
So this has been our Impact Dialogues with me, Ruth Wanjiru. I do appreciate you so much. Thank you to my producer, Baliogeras. He's not Kenyan, but we love him for that. Thank you so much to my producer and to everyone who made this possible. So until on Monday for our Money Mondays, have a good day, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay happy.